Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike Jarovic here with Condemn Labs, coming at you with another State of the Union. So you guys know I do these monthly and try to keep you guys updated on what's going on. And I know the last couple of State of the Unions were a little bit of a bummer. I was pretty disappointed in myself. I was actually not that motivated to even come forward and talk about them because I had so much stuff going on in the back end of the operations, and I don't want to sound like a broken record. And I'm a big believer in action. And one of the taglines I run with is like, talk is cheap, but at the end of the day, there's only so many things you can control with a situation. So you try to make do of everything possible, and sometimes the outcome still doesn't go in your favor. You could cry about it, but that's not going to help, and nobody wants to hear about that anyway. So I wanted to give you guys a heads up. We got a lot of things going on right now. First and foremost, I want to talk about the rebrand. We're working on a rebrand, hired a branding team that just has an expert team and individual categories to really target out branding. We were already doing it ourselves, and then we kind of just wanted to make sure that we do this right and go in 100%. And we started getting some label progress here. Obviously, I'm going to show you guys. This should be pretty cool. The camera should pick it up without being out of focus. So here is actually not a prototype anymore. This is an actual label of the new Convict that's being ran as we speak. So we change up the labels as you guys touch them. There's going to be a lot more texture and feel in here, almost like that Braille. There's a lot of things that are raised. There's some things that are actually matte. There's some things that are what they call spot UV, which is a UV coating, which gives it like a little bit of a gloss. Some are raised spot UV, which is called tactile. So the labels are going to have a lot more attention to detail. And as you look in the back, each one is going to be represented by a chapter, and that chapter is going to tell you a story. This is a Arsynist label. This isn't an official label. This is a printed out one. I just wanted to make some corrections on it, but you guys can get the gist of it from this. Printed this out on the printer, and I just taped it to an extra bottle just to give an idea, what some of these products might look like going head to head. So this is going to be the color scheme of the brand. From the last video, as you guys can see, we changed out the sign in the back just to keep everything a little bit more on brand. We're going with the golden colors. We had a lot of trouble in the past. We were trying to brand that metallic gold, and you don't realize it because you get so caught up in doing it that it just didn't look good. It was, the t-shirts were printed differently than the web banners. The web banners didn't look like the bottles that it was on there. Some things had a mirror look, some things had a matte look, some things had a sparkly look, and it was just never really nailed down that cohesiveness where if you saw the colors, you knew it was a Condemn Labs brand. I think some of the things that really helped the identity of the brand was the way Condemned and Convict was written. Like you could see that from afar. So that would jump at you and you would identify that, but it just wasn't enough to get that branding that we were looking for, that notoriety through the color scheme from afar. So we're fixing that now. I looked around the industry. I poked around. I don't usually look and do competitive research that much, but I said, you know what? Before I go forward with this color scheme, like I did with the original color scheme, I wanted to make sure that nobody was using it. And I looked around, and I'm sure somebody's going to pop up with it right after, and somebody else, because that's what happens. But, I looked online. I looked at bottles. I looked at, I went on various websites, bodybuilding.com, Tiger Fitness. I went on some of the big websites that I know, some of the small indie B and C brand websites with the hardcore stuff, and I just didn't see anything with that athletic gold. So it's kind of like we're going to use gold to represent the gold, but it's just going to be more of an athletic marigold, mimosa, if you will, warm yellow. And to me, it just pops off the black and white. I love the way the labels look. They tell the story. So each chapter is going to tell a different aspect of the brand story pertaining to the industry, why the brand was started, how it was created. It's going to be a little bit more of a fictionist, dramatized comic book storytelling, not anything cheesy or cartoonish. It's not going to be like your Sunday newspaper, Archie cartoon where it's going to be corny. It's going to be more like your Batman, Venom, Carnage, Spider-Man, dark, rated M, mature audience type comic book storyline. And I think it's going to be really cool because it allows us with the rebrand to tell the brand story a little bit better than we did initially. I did a really piss poor job of doing that. I'm disappointed in it. But when you start the business and you got money on the line, sometimes you have to run and keep the flow going, and you can't do things that you might have wanted to do, or if you skipped out on them, it's like the show must go on. So with that being said, that's what we have going on with the rebrand. I know some of you guys partook in the Arson pre-orders. Just to give you a heads up, relax. The Arson we might get pieces of it shipped out today, or Monday. So looking like the middle to the end of next week, you guys will start getting those shipments. Those of you guys who partook in the pre-orders, thank you. I appreciate it. You also secured your spot in the line because as far as I'm concerned, the first order that comes in is looking like there's another order placed behind it, but the first order that comes in, it's looking like it's going to go to pre-orders and wholesale. So there might not be that much for the website. Unfortunately, we just can't hold stock of that product, and I just can't make enough of it fast enough. But so if you guys, that secured the pre-orders, congratulations, you're going to get it. Great time to get it going into the summer. Also, with that being said, we are working on all new types of apparel. We're changing up the apparel line a little bit. We're giving it a little bit more attention to detail. We're not just slapping the Condemn Labs logo on top of everything and just going to say, hey, wear this. We don't want you guys to be a walking billboard. We want the apparel to be a little bit cooler. We realize that people really like the apparel. There's a lot of customers that shop the website, and they definitely pick up articles of clothing, and we want you guys representing us and looking as cool as possible. So stay tuned. We have a whole different structure and organization now for apparel. We're looking at a calendar for the year, obviously by the seasons and things of that nature. So you're going to see a lot of cool stuff with that in the works. Okay, so as far as product development, I know I've been talking about this nootropic for a couple of months. I think we nailed it down. I just had the manufacturer send me over the supplement fact panel and all the stuff that has to go on the label. We're going to get ready to secure the name, trademark it, obviously, so I'm not in any type of trademark infringement situations like I've been before. God knows it's expensive. And then we really found something cool, something unique. A lot of the nootropics on the market today, you just take them. They're expensive. The ingredients are expensive. So I'm not knocking anybody else's brand, but at the same time, you want to have some sort of gratification where you know that you took something and it's making you feel something or it's getting you dialed in. A lot of times with the nootropics on the market, you have to kind of look for it to be there, right? Like you have to, you're taking it and then like an hour later, you kind of feel a little bit of a buzz or your eyes are a little zoomed in, or maybe you notice your vocabulary changing or your fingers extending and hitting different keys on a keyboard, or just totally lost in your phone for like an hour that you shouldn't have been. So, with that being said, we really nailed something. I just didn't want to put something out. Same reason why I won't put out a testosterone boost or anything like that right away. I got to experiment it for a long time, and I hope you guys appreciate that and us not rushing to market with like shitty products and just dumping them and then trying to force marketing down your throat to sell them. It's not really where I'm in the business. I really like the formulations. I like, seeing change. I like seeing results. I like hearing clients' testimonials and feedbacks. And, I think that's another reason why our customer return rate is so high. A lot of you guys, come back and you love the products. We put a lot of time and effort and energy into them. So the nootropic formula is pretty much finalized, and I think you guys are going to love it. It's going to be great to stack with the non-stim pump product. We are working on a non-stim pump product right now. We're throwing the book at it. Just getting tired of trying to formulate around like the FDA and, all these rules and regulations that are bombarding the industry. So you see a lot of people just kind of copying each other and then trying to make their product the most cost effective. So I said, you know what? I just tore up that formula completely and said, fuck this. We're not doing that. I know what products are good. I know what products have studies behind them. We're going to throw the book at it. And, sometimes you don't have to throw the book at an ingredient panel with a bunch of mixed ingredients. But for the pump product, it's not going to be something that you necessarily feel from a stimulant perspective. It's going to be something you take and go to the gym and then you feel while you work out. So how could we make you guys feel something different that you haven't, felt before? So we made sure we hit it on all cylinders. We put together the formula. We tweaked it 3 or 4 times. I have flavor samples of that coming in the mail right now. It's a premium product. It's not going to be cheap. We're going to do a small run of it. Don't mind me, guys. I got allergies over here in North Florida. It's just crazy pollen, and I'm definitely a little stuffy. So, but back to the formula. The formula is going to be a non-stimulant, and then the nootropic product is going to have some stimulants in it, but it's going to be on a low stim to like low moderate. So you're going to get, a low moderate stim from the nootropic, plus you're going to get all the cognitive benefits of the focused and dialed in feeling. So I'm thinking those 2 products you could stack together, and they're going to be a really great hit. The industry should be gearing towards a little bit more of a health run. I think we've had some scares in the bodybuilding community. Rest in peace to all the people we lost this year and last year. I mean, related to COVID, whatever it might be. It just, bodybuilders just pushing the envelope. I'm not really sure. We're not, it's not really talked about too much, but we want to be more health conscious, and we think there's ways to do things at a health conscious level. And that's what we're here for, right? We want to put out healthy supplements that help people, optimize their performance in their training, but we want to keep that within a bracket of the parameters of being safe. So I'm thinking right now, the new pump product, throwing the book at it for pump ingredients is going to give you a pump, but I think stacking it with the low stimulant, high nootropic, effective dose is just going to give people that better workout experience. I think the muscle mind connection is something that is huge. You guys can only take so many stimulants and so much caffeine to go to the gym for an hour and a half. You don't need that much. We live in a highly caffeinated, high stimulant running gun society, right? Like America runs on, caffeine and energy drinks and all this other stuff. So I would really like to see more people going towards the high, more pump ingredients with the low stimulants and maybe the cognitive benefits. And I think that they could turn their workout around to something really good. I like it. I notice for a fact that I don't need all the crazy caffeine. Most of the time, if I go to the gym, I would take half a scoop of Convict anyway. So we noticed that some of the users were taking, the majority of the users are taking half a serving. So what does that tell me? The product is too strong. Most people don't need it. But the problem with that comes the flaw of the product not getting the full pump ingredient dosage. And obviously you would stack it with something with Lockdown and DNA Dispatch, and that would give you that balance. But, so we wanted to make something where it's two products, but combining them together would give you the all-in-one if that's what you want. Or for some people, they might just want one or the other. The nootropic product, you can get up in the morning and take that and go to work and be dialed in and focus. If you're in the office or if you're in school, in college and you got a paper, it's going to be something that's not going to be pushing the envelope, because there's only an envelope you can push so far in stimulants-wise before you tip the scale the other way, where you get, too much anxiety or too much stimulation is not going to allow you to focus. So I see a lot of, nootropic products on the market that are just contradicting themselves. You can't push the envelope on that with stimulants. It's not a stimulant product. It's not a high stim product. If you see a nootropic with crazy stimulants in there that's over the top, you can guarantee that you're not going to be focused on that no matter what kind of ingredient panel they put in there. It's not what it is. So you want to have more of a light and mellow energy, but with a super dialed in feeling. So that's what we're going for, with that formula. But I think, the way the industry is going, making things a little bit cleaner, making products more stackable, putting clinical dosages in there for them to perform the way they say they're going to, I think it's just going to be really beneficial. So be on the lookout for that. Right now, as far as samples that I have in my kitchen, I have a diuretic. We're getting ready to experiment with, we've been experimenting with the formula back and forth, tweaking it, and decided to do a 14-day diuretic, a strong, powerful water pill for those of you who are competing or going on vacation or have a photo shoot or something along those lines. We realized that, you can't take diuretics or diuretic type things forever. They're usually geared towards, a specific date. So we decided to come up with the 14-day window. Hey, listen, this is going to be a water pill. This is going to help you flush any water out sub-Q under the skin. And it's going to be safe. It's going to be for a limited time period, which most people should be only using for a limited time period anyway. So we're experimenting with that, which I thought was really cool. Also confined. I just put an order in from the manufacturer to send me. There's going to be about 10 different flavors. We're going to give you guys, before the summer, my goal is to give you 2 more flavors of confined that are both very refreshing and hydrating, something that you could sip on all day. That's my most important factor with the EAA, BCAA blend. It's just I want to give you guys something that I know that you're going to take and that I know is going to be, one, taste good. It's hard to mask some of those ingredients because of the amino acid profiles in there. They just get a little bit bitter, a little bit tardy, a little bit sourish. So there's a little bit of time back and forth on masking it, but I think we found the formula to do that. And I just wanted to make sure it was something that you guys could sip on all day, something you guys would be really happy with. Like I said, these things take a little bit of time. We're not going to sign off on anything till, we're 100% sure of them. So, what else? Yeah, another thing I just wanted to talk about, guys, real quick is just, I've been experiencing some stuff in my life lately. I moved from Florida about 2 years ago, and, it was hard for me to make the move. I made the move. I thought I was making the move. I thought I'd be more focused coming out here. And, I left Brooklyn. There was a lot of distraction, a lot of noise there, a lot of people in a short mile radius. I was surrounded by, negativity. I was surrounded by distraction. I was surrounded by, fast pace, go, go, go. And, you know, I realized after the last couple of years, looking back and reflecting and seeing some of my relationships and some situations that I was in and how much they negatively impacted my life and they stopped me from growing as a human being. And I think about when I first moved to Florida, how scared I was of change of environment, right? And what I'm getting at is, a little bit of a motivational piece here because something just hit me the other day and I thought about it and it just really resonated home was don't be a product of your environment. Go out and experience different things. Your life will change. Your life will change. I look back at my past. I look back at the people I was associated with. I look back at the place where I lived. I look back at the neighborhood I grew up in. And, there's more to Michael Jarovic than that. And if I just stayed a product of my environment, if I just stayed where my friend said, hey, why are you going to leave for? Or if I just listened to what other people said about, hey, the Florida schools are terrible. Oh, they're slow over there. Oh, they don't have bagels. They don't have good pizza. People are red, whatever they might have said, and it's just like, I just think about how much more limited my life would have been and how restricted it would have been. So, don't become a product of your environment. Go out and try different things. Don't be scared of change. It's going to be scary no matter what. But if you guys can go out there and you might be able to, try something new or do something that really just maybe scares you a little bit, it might be one of the best decisions you ever made in your life. And I look back now and I'm just, I was really reflecting on these moments in my life and people I thought were friends and people I considered to be family and, people I ate with at the dinner table, slept on my couch. And, I watched how everything unfolded while I tried to better my life and how I was treated. And I look at where I'm at now versus where I was then, I don't think I would be able to grow as a person if I was in that little fish tank, So, with that being said, for anybody, who is on the fence about making a dramatic change or doing something better for their life and has a lot of people in their ear or your parents are telling you, hey, you can't do it, or your friend is saying, hey, no, you have to stay here, or don't take that job, don't go to college there, hey, don't do this. Don't try that. Oh, you'll never make it. Honestly, you got to just excommunicate from that type of negativity. You got to stay in your own lane. Sometimes you have to pave your own lane. You got to focus. You got to just dive in, hold your nose, and just jump right in because, like I said, there could be a whole other side of life on the other side of what you're scared of. So with that being said, guys, that's my State of the Union, my little motivational piece, a little update on Condemn. Be patient with the Arsynist stuff. It's coming out. They're wrapping it up now. They're bottling and labeling. I'm hoping they get something out tomorrow so I could get you guys your initial orders. We had a lot of orders coming to the website, which appreciated. Glad you guys love that product. We put a lot of time and effort into formulating that. Didn't want to put out a shitty fat burn on the market. A lot of them make you feel like shit. This product is just A++. So I appreciate you guys doing that. Look out for the new branding. Look out for the new apparel. Check out the new labels. They're going to be really cool. You guys are going to like what we're doing. The new products, we're putting them together very strategically. Everything has a place. Everything has its moment. They're going to merge together seamlessly, and they're going to be very stackable or they're going to be standalone, depending on how you want to utilize them. But just know that everything's based on experience. Everything's based on, science, and then there's going to be experimentation behind that for months, whether that's, finding the right formula, finding things that work. Sometimes the best formulas on papers don't perform like they do on the body in real life. And that's why we change things. That's why we experiment with things. Because if that was the case, everybody just write out a great formula and run it and be like, yeah, great. No, we do a lot more with that, with Condemn. So just hope you guys appreciate what we're doing with the brand. I appreciate you guys supporting us. I'm going to try my best to get on here and make a little bit more videos, a little bit more motivating now that I know the products are coming in. Been a long 4 months. And hopefully we don't have these out of stock issues again. I think we're going to dial them in. I think we're going to get things moving forward. Hopefully the economy comes back around to a little bit more of a normal state. It might not. I try not to watch the news too much, but you can't help but hear what's going on in the world. It's a little scary. But bear with us, and I appreciate you guys sticking by our side. With that being said, guys, hope you guys have a wonderful weekend coming up. And don't be scared to make change. Don't be scared. If something's not working, change it. You have the power and the ability to do that. Time isn't on your side. Don't wait. Don't live with regret. You don't want to have shoulda, coulda, woulda. experiences down the line. I think that's one of the worst things to live with, regret, and knowing that you missed out on an opportunity that you could have taken because of people who might not even be significant in your life at another moment, you know? So with that being said, guys, appreciate you supporting the brand. Always on the YouTube, like, follow, subscribe, throw some comments in there. If you guys want to see anything from us, to reach out to me directly, personal, at Michael Nicholas 718. And my email is mike@condemnlabs.com. Condemn Labs with a Z, of course. Appreciate it. Okay, guys. Bye-bye.